Tim and Jen Markel. We're parishioners here at St. Patrick. We're all family. We'll be married 26 years in June, and we've been helping with the marriage ministry here at our parish. Okay, sorry. I always do that. The church recognizes marriage in a special way this week, and we are really happy to be able to share some thoughts on marriage because we are so blessed in the sacrament. In praying about what to share today, the word honor just kept coming to my mind, and we were talking about it, and I think the best way that we honor God is in our vocations. Whatever vocation we're called to is the best way that we can honor God. Every sacrament is a great blessing, but the tremendous grace of the sacrament of marriage is very often underappreciated, and I think in our time is really underappreciated. And so we are just so blessed and honored to be a part of, to have our vocation in our life to be marriage.
Well, I think we're probably all here today because we hear what the Catholic Church thinks, right? And if you want to know what the Catholic Church thinks about marriage or just about anything else, you can go to the Catechism. And not going to read you the whole Catechism. God, who created man out of love, also calls him to love. This is the fundamental and innate vocation of every human being, for man is created in the image and likeness of God, who is himself love. Since God created them, man and woman, their mutual love becomes an image of the absolute and unfailing love with which God loves man. It is good, very good, in the Creator's eyes. And this love, which God blesses, is intended to be fruitful and to be realized in the common work of watching over creation. And God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it."
And then Paul says in Ephesians chapter 5, "For this reason a man shall leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak in reference to Christ and the church." The fact that we live a vocation in which our lives give witness to the image of the Trinity and the relationship between Christ and the church is such an honor. I am so blessed to be a wife. It's such a gift. And we're also the parents of 5 children, and we have 6 grandchildren. God has been so good. And of course, marriage isn't easy because life isn't easy. But being able to walk through the harder times together has been such a blessing. Hard times are building times, and they've been growing times for us. During our marriage, when we were really tested, as we look back on what God was doing, we realized that we were given so many gifts through those times. From the beginning of our marriage out on the West Coast, through a move to Maryland, a new place where we didn't know anyone, we didn't know a soul. Bringing children into the world, buying a house in Havre, and finding a community that has truly become like family. God has just always shown us the next step and where he wants us. He's always been so clear, and it's just been so beautiful to wait on his will and on his desires. At times it has been a blind leap, but he has been very faithful to every promise, and we can only thank him for his tremendous blessings. We try to be faithful to our promises too, and because the grace of the sacrament has been poured into our lives, it is a joy.
We have chosen to be a marriage, a Catholic marriage. 2 people who are one for the purpose of sanctification. Giving of ourselves and accepting the gift is how God has called us to become holy and hopefully spend eternity at heaven's wedding feast with the true bridegroom.
Lights.